Do you understand the 4-year rule for regularizing an existing use of a property? Do you understand the profit potential of this strategy? And do you know how a minor tweak in the rules has changed since 25th of April, which you need to know if you're going to unlock the true value of this strategy going forward? That's what I'm going to share with you in this video, so stay tuned. But first, if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell icon. We put out videos each and every week, all dedicated to keeping you on top of your property investing game. Now let's start with some basics. Failure to get planning permission for an operational development, such as converting a building into flats or building an extension, is not actually an offence. Now, I'm not advocating that any savvy property entrepreneur go around building things without planning permission. Of course, you need to get planning permission or permitted development. But there are lots of buildings available which are often sold at auctions, and they may be used, say, as 5 flats. But when you look into the detail, you can't find any planning permission for it. And that means they go cheap. And the reason they go cheap is because although it's been used as 5 flats, and it's been used as 5 flats for many, many years, if there's no planning permission, you can't get them valued as 5 flats for the purposes of raising a mortgage. And that, of course, torpedoes the value. But here's the thing, if you know what you're doing, you can unlock that value simply by understanding the rules, which allows you to go back to the council and regularize that development. Once you've regularized that development, you can then unlock the value, refinance it, and it'll be that building will be valued as a 5-flat building. So failure to get planning permission is not an offence. What is an offence is failure to comply with an enforcement notice issued by the local authority asking you to put right a sort of development that you've done without planning permission. Now, the local authority, up until recently, had up to 4 years to catch up with you and serve that enforcement notice. Now, here's the thing. There are people in the past who haven't got permission for doing all sorts of things. They've done it more than 4 years ago. And now the council's window of opportunity for serving an enforcement notice has gone. But the owner still can't unlock the value because it doesn't have the original planning permission. And a lot of owners don't know how to regularize that permission, and some don't even know whether it can be done at all. But if you know what you're doing, you can unlock tremendous value. And there's been a recent rule change. As I said before, it took effect on the 25th of April 2024, which confuses things a little bit, but that confusion creates opportunity if you know what you're doing, and I'm going to lay that open for you in this video. Now, I did a video on this over 7 years ago, and I put it on YouTube. The thumbnail's here, the link is in the description for this video. I recommend you watch that, because what that video explains is the process for going about regularizing an existing use. Now, everything in that video applies today. In other words, the process for proving the last 4 continuous years of usage and the kind of things that you have to show as evidence, everything in that video is still true today. So watch that, you'll learn a lot, and it will really help you unlock this goldmine strategy. That video, by the way, was from a talk I gave at the Baker Street Property Meet, which was more than 7 years ago. Next year, Baker Street will be celebrating its 10th year. It is now the largest property networking event in the UK. 300 property investors meet there each month. To find out about this month's networking event, visit bakerstreetpropertymeet.com. The link is in the description below as well. So here's what's changed, and there's a little bit of a nuance here. The change took effect on the 25th of April. So if, say, you've got this building and it's been converted to 5 flats and there's no planning permission for it, as long as the usage as 5 flats commenced on or before 24th of April 2024, then the council has 4 years to serve an enforcement notice. And what you need to demonstrate is the last 4 years continuous usage as 5 flats. If the operational development, if someone has completed a block of 5 flats and it hasn't got planning permission, and those works were substantially completed on or after 25th of April 2024, then the council has 10 years to serve an enforcement notice, and you have got to show the last 10 years evidence of continuous usage as 5 flats. Now, this is creating a little bit of confusion. I'm speaking to agents and all sorts of professionals who are very confused by what this change is. They think that as from 25th of April 2024, you now have to show 10 years continuous usage. Now, that is a huge amount of paperwork. So your opportunity is this: to search out for buildings that are going cheap because there's no planning permission, where the usage would have commenced way before 24th of April 2024, and where you know that there's been no enforcement notices served by the local authority, and where you can get from the previous vendor evidence of 4 continuous years usage as, say, 5 flats. And that evidence would include things like AST, Assured Short-Hold Tenancy Agreements, tenancy deposit certificates, EPCs, separate utilities, maybe council tax bills for individual flats. Further details of the evidence that's required is in that video that I talked about before, so watch that to find out. Now, if you're enjoying this video, of course, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me whether you have used this strategy in the past. I think this is going to be a closing window of opportunity. I think it's going to be far harder to find properties which have been converted like this from now on, because everything is so electronic. There's still several around that have been converted in the past, but the key is to make sure that you can get the last 4 years evidence from the vendor before you purchase. That's it for this video. Have fun spotting opportunities where you can exploit the 4-year rule. See you guys in the next video. The Baker Street Property Meet is the UK's largest and #1 property investors networking event. The property market is going through monumental change right now, and at Baker Street Property Meet we aim to keep you up to date with the latest tips and tricks and insider tactics to help you keep on top of your property investing game and succeed in these troubled economic times. The Baker Street Property Meet is fundamentally about networking, because it's not what you know, it's who you know. And at Baker Street, we aim to connect you with the people to make your property journey a monumental success. There's no better place to be to further your property investment journey than the Baker Street Property Meet. So make sure you're here, you're connecting with myself and Andrew Roberts, our expert guest speakers, and 300 passionate property people each and every month. See you at the next meet. Get your spot at bakerstreetpropertymeet.com.